Ole bevek ole vo ina chuanin eng tiangin nge kanin hmudan kan pa ne na kanin tondan te kan lau soi do na chuanin I sap chunga soi te alo nga ya vai
I
kan
understand subchong.
I sap chunga soi nga ya vai na hnuai hian subtitle in kan danga how we met. I was working in Chennai in 2011 and I work in the hotel in the spa. And then 2013, I have some more Mizo friends, and then they were invite me to go to the pub, and I guess it's 2-3 times that I went there. I meet him.
Yeah. Yeah, in Chennai it's very normal that people go to the pub, hotels pub, right? Because
Yeah,
there is no many places to go actually.
yeah,
And then one day that I was there with my friends, and you girls sit just beside our tables, and the pub was small, and so we were just beside each other. And but I saw you before another time, but that day you sit just beside. And in the first time that I saw you, I already thought you were very pretty. But in the second time that I saw you, you were just beside us, and then we start to talk, right?
Okay, then we start to talk that whole night like just like a friends only, and then
Yeah, we talked a lot that night, and then we decide to meet again because we really like to talk, and we kind of like each other.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
So then one day, he works like a Brazilian time zone, and it's hard for us to meet at night because I was working in the afternoon, and he's working in the afternoon as well, and he finished his work around 2 o'clock at night in the morning actually, and then it's hard for us to meet at night, so we decided to have breakfast. Actually, breakfast means that it's late in Chennai. We wake up around 10 o'clock and we have almost lunchtime. So
Yeah.
we used to have breakfast together in the coffee day. And then,
One day I invited you to go to the restaurant, remember?
yeah,
In
and
the
then,
weekend.
yeah, and then in the one weekend, in Sunday brunch, he invited me to go to the,
To a restaurant. And then when we get there, that was a Iranian restaurant from friends of me that I made in Chennai. And then when we get there in the restaurant, you realize that you know them, right?
yeah, they are my first friend actually.
Yeah, and my friends date your friend before,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, one of my that friends that dating to my friends as well, so we know each other very well, and then so we were very surprised that we have
Mutual
friends.
friends, because
Yeah,
none of us were from Chennai, and
yeah.
we were just there for working, and it was a very big coincidence.
So he works there like 6 months. Sorry,
6 months.
6 months, and we like to talk. We just talk like a friends only. We then after that he has to back to Brazil. We want to
Yeah,
continue.
we
to talk?
never, we both of us, we don't want to put too high expectations on this,
Yeah.
because we both were there for working, and Kimi told me that she was from Mizo, and that was very far away from Chennai, and I was from Brazil, that it's in the other side of the world actually. And then we never think that anything could happen between us, and then I needed to back to Brazil, and then we give the WhatsApp each other, and then we started to talk, and I was very sad.
With that time, there is no WhatsApp call and these things, and we just texting. That we don't have calls yet,
Yeah.
And we text. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, and then I back to Brazil, and you were sad, and I was sad as well, and we keep talking, but we never think would be possible to have any relationship
Long
because
distance relationship. Yeah.
because it was too far
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
But then we start to talk, and every time we talk more and more, and then we start to have calls. And the time I lived alone, not alone, but I lived with my son, and Kimi also has a daughter, that's Rodi, and then that time we talked for many hours, right?
Like 8 hours sometimes. We cross
6,
8 hours,
8 hours.
5 to 8 hours normally.
She used to wait me until late night when I leave my work, because of the time zone was very late for her, and sometimes you cross the night talking to me, right?
I used to sleep around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, but I used to work at 1 o'clock, so I don't need to wake up so early.
I don't know how we could find this much subjects to talk 8 hours
Every day
every day.
we talk a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And then will you continue about?
Yeah, then I invited Kimi to come to Brazil and meet my family and meet the place. And then she was willing to come. She was kind of scared to come here as well. But we wanted to start a relationship, serious relationship, and the best way was her to coming to Brazil and to know the place and know my family, to realize if she really wanted to come here one day or not. And the things were complicated because she had a daughter, and Rodi was not living with her at that time, was living with her parents in Mizo. So whenever we think about to get married or about the future, we see a lot of challenges ahead, because the life was not easy for me and for her to just change. I could not back to work in India. Will be hard to be transferred to India, and I could not quit my job to move to India and be unemployed there. And then for Kimi as well, she didn't want to leave her job in India because she needed to provide for her daughter. So it was a very complicated situation. Then I say, okay, just come to Brazil first, and let's meet each other and talk face to face. Will be better to talk about these things. And then she decided to come. Then you ask permission in your job, right?
I asked my boss whether if I can travel to Brazil, and then he agreed with me. And then when I need to back, I will work there again with them.
Like suspend your contract,
like
right?
around 2 months. He agreed with me, so I went to Delhi and to apply my visa.
Yeah, and then the biggest problem started because we didn't know that it's not easy to get a visa, a tourist visa to Brazil. And then Kimi had her visa denied by Brazilian embassy, and we were really sad and surprised because they were denying a visa.
So I have to back to my work, and we still keep continue talking.
But then it was very hard because we were thinking how we will have a relationship if she could not even come to Brazil. And then I researched and I talked to some international advocates, and one of them suggested me the only way was to get married in India and ask a family reunion visa. but we were not ready to get married because was not the first idea was that Kimi will come first to Brazil to meet my family, and and there is Rodi as well, right? But then I proposed her because the only way was to get married, and was a crazy idea because we needed to get married to start to date actually.
Yeah.
Because we married to date.
Yeah.
And to date she needed to come to Brazil, and then we start to arrange this. But this process from when they denied your visa to when I traveled to India again, it took almost 1 year.
Yeah.
Because I needed to prepare myself to get holidays and license to travel to India. So it took, I guess, around 8 months, right? This process.
Yeah, and he only has 1 month
Yeah.
to take holiday.
Yeah, all that I got was 30 days to go to India and
to get married.
And bring Kimi with me. Then we got married in Mizo, and then we moved to New Delhi to solve the documentation, and then we stayed. We didn't have time to have a honeymoon.
Yeah.
Everything works well.
Works properly. Yeah, and we finished everything on time actually.
Yeah.
So we can bake on time to Brazil.
Then was in the end everything worked well, and then Kimi came to Brazil, and then we were officially married, but we were still don't know each other very well. It was very crazy.
Yeah, because we talk a lot, like 2.5 years, but we never live together.
It's different to live with someone. Yeah.
It's a big change.
Yeah. And then once Kimi was here, our plans was to bring Rodi because, I proposed her and she accepted, and we were married. And then the next step was to bring Rodi
as soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
Yeah.
I have a son as well, older than Rodi. And then all of this, we needed to arrange all of this, our new reality.
Yeah.
And then also get a job for Kimi here in Brazil. And then you start to, our plan was to start to study and here to get the license to work in Brazil.
Yeah.
All that she studied in India about the therapy and everything was kind of lost because you could not validate in Brazil.
Yeah, in Brazil we need to have a certificate here
to
work. It's not
license and certificate. But then this process to bring Rodi and until you get her job, it took 1 year, right?
Yeah, but before Rodi came, I worked. Already.
You were working.
I worked here a few, and then I asked them that
to license to bring Rodi then.
Yeah, they give us only 30 days as well.
Yeah. Hurry again.
We are very hurry. So in 2017, I traveled to Mizoram to bring Rodi, and I have to do the same thing that we did in the embassy.
You were here for 1 year, right? When you brought Rodi.
Yeah, exactly 1 year actually. So
everything in our life in this beginning was complicated and takes time, and we need patience. Because we need to lead with documentation and visa and embassy, and was really tough this time.
Yeah.
Then here we are after this. All of this this challenge that we crossed in 2018. Kimi started to study for physiotherapy. right?
Yeah.
She started to graduate in Brazil with physiotherapy, but then she got pregnant, and then Liam was born and was newborn, and it was really hard to manage
with baby. And here we have to there is no English, and we have to study everything in Portuguese as well.
Yeah, it is important to say that in Brazil, less than 5% of people speaks English. Actually, fluent, it's 2 to 3% of the population. So it's 98%, 99% is Portuguese. So if you don't speak Portuguese, it's hard to do anything here.
Yeah. So then I have to give up my course, university, because of because of Lian, and it's too complicated with the babies and the language.
And your work, and so you were working
I was
and
working.
studying.
Yeah,
and
it's a lot, a lot, and then.
This is a challenge for the mothers, right? That, to manage work and study. But I really respect it, because we know how hard it is for the woman to manage everything. It's much more hard for the woman than it's for the men. Like to work and study and have a child, it's
very hard.
It's very hard. But now, the plan now, it's Lian. It's 4 years old already, and
almost. He will turn on next month.
And from next year you retake your plans, right? You can go fully to the school, and it'll be easier.
Okay. So
some questions,
some
right?
questions. A lot of people wanted to know about what you does.
What I do? Well, I work with finance and business control since long back. And when I was in Chennai, I was working for HSBC Bank, and then we had a offshoring project to transfer some work from Brazil to India. So I was leading part of this project, so I stayed there. And then when I back to Brazil, I keep continuing working with this team in India. And then, HSBC is not in Brazil anymore, so I changed my company. Nowadays, I'm working to another company.
Okay.
Well, now I will ask you what people used to ask if you like to stay here, and what you like and what you don't like staying here.
Okay. I really like to stay in Brazil. I really like the people. In the beginning it was hard because I don't speak Portuguese, and I don't have friends and these things, and it's hard for me. But now I adapted, and it's I really like the weather. It's good. It's just like Mizoram actually. The climate, it's very in the summer it's not so hot, in the winter it's not so hot. I mean, it's cold here, but not like in Canada or somewhere. So it is very good to live here, and I really like. What I don't like only is that when I start to working, my husband used to tell me to be very careful, because there is bad people in the street that, for example, like my mobile, you cannot touch the mobile, these things. But I never have any people who trying to stolen or something like this. I never see anyone, but
we never had problem, but we need to avoid to have problem. And in Brazil, you need to be more careful than you are in India, and this was it's a big difference that you needed to learn when you come here, because
yeah,
we
but
don't
in
bring
India
our
as well. For example, one night I back home from work with my friends, and there is two guys by bike trying to take our mobile, like these things. Everywhere these kind of things are happening.
But in Brazil, it can happen in the day, like more
It's more
often,
danger,
unfortunately. Well, another thing that people is very curious is if you like the food or don't like the food in Brazil.
I like in the beginning it's hard. I mean, Brazilian food is very very easy to handle, to eat. Like they don't have much spices and all. They put like a black pepper and salt. It's the main spices.
Garlic and onion.
Yeah, garlic, onion.
Black pepper and salt. That's it. Lemon
that's it.
sometimes.
It's very easy, but for me, I like very traditional food when I reach here, and I eat more Mizo food. But now I eat everything.
And
I really like.
It was hard to find the ingredients for you, right?
Yeah, it's very hard. Here, people don't eat much like leaves that we eat, so it's hard. But he always find a way for me to buy something that I will like.
We started to visit more the Asian shops. There is no Mizo shop here, of course, but there is Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. Brazil is the largest colony of Japanese out of Japan.
Yeah, there is a lot of Japanese people here, so we can find more some Asian food in the market. They have a market, this Asian's market that we call the big one. So we used to go there and buy sometimes like unusual things that we cannot find in normal shop.
Yeah.
So we didn't know that they have this kind of things, and he used to search.
Yeah. Actually, it was not my day-to-day to eat Asian food. We eat sometimes, but usually go to the restaurant and eat, because we don't prepare Asian food. We don't know. It's not part of our.
And the biggest for me, what is hard is to. They don't eat chili. That's the hardest part. Yes. I like chili so much, and we cannot find any spicy chili that I like, So, and then after that, we find out. In the beginning, it was hard. We don't have any chili spice enough, like more than black pepper. Let's one in. What about Mizo food? What do you like?
Mizo food is good. I get you used to eat more chili after you come to Brazil, of course. And Mizo food is pretty good because it's not so spicy like.
We have a spicy like raw.
It's not like traditional Indian food that it's everything. It's used to be very spiced. So Mizo food, it's. The plain Mizo food is more similar than Brazilian food, and you add the spices if you want, like vaipade or
vaipade and raw
chochani.
Yeah, these things. Yeah,
I like it because you put as much as you want, and if you don't want too strong, you put less. But I like voxa.
Yeah, voxa
very much.
Like and also there is our dog. And also our food is very similar. We don't eat too much masala. When we are in India, he cannot eat Indian food very much because, as we say, that they don't eat chili here, and it's hard for him to manage Indian food. Like everything, it's like chili powder, and this kind of things are so spicy.
Actually, every foreign you suffer in India. It's very strong.
Yeah, we didn't know that it's that much spicy.
I like
actually.
Indian food. I like very much, but it's not our day-to-day to eat every day. It's very strong for us.
Like here, I used to make masala, and we used to give his workmates and his friends and all, but I make like without chili, they really like Indian food here, actually, but
except to the chili. Not that they don't like, but they cannot manage
they
because
cannot
they
manage
don't
chili.
get to use it.
whoever have an Indian restaurant here, everything it's not spicy, so it's
actually
it's
what
very
we have,
different actually for me.
what we have here, it's Indian food for Brazilians. It's not the
Indian food
original.
original. It's too spicy for them actually. And what else?
Is it Brazil what you think about before, what you expect before you come here, or?
No, we are thinking about Brazil. It's only for football and carnival and beach.
Yeah.
This is what we know about. And as when I reach here, things are very different here. Especially where we live, it's more south than what we know about Rio, Sao Paulo, this kind of things more. But here we live, and here it's very calm, and the place is very beautiful.
We don't dance carnival. We don't really have carnival here in the south.
Yeah.
Actually, Brazil is a very huge country, so we have a big difference between regions, between
just
north
like
and
India,
south.
you know, in India as well, north and south are very different.
India also is a very big country. But well, we live in the south, so the climate is different. Here we have the winter. The winter is really cold, and in the summer it's hot. Not so hot, but it's hot. And in the winter it's cold. We reach sometimes 5 negative in the winter. As you say, not so cold like Canada and Russia, but here in Curitiba it used to be negative in the winter.
And the winter here it's starting from June, July, and it ends on around December, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I lived here 5 years, and then I back to Mizoram to pick up Rodi, and then we back here, and then we are planning to travel on before pandemic, but
2018.
2018, yeah. But Liam was very baby that time, and then
not 2018, right?
19.
19, yeah.
We are planning to travel in 2019, but the pandemic hit, and we cannot,
all was frozen. We could not travel.
Then so
we are trying to go visit Mizoram soon.
So I guess that's it, right? Now we
that's
have everything is working perfectly for us. It's very good to have a family and everything. It's like when I was working in Chennai, I cannot bring my daughter, and it's hard for me now. I have everything that I needed, and it's very, very good. So I guess that's it. If you want anything, if you want to ask any questions, inge mo zo na minlo zo duni chuanin comment section lama khan minlo zo ula chuanin kan lo chang le don chu nia chuanin in zavain ka video te minlo en saka ka channel te minlo subscribe sakchina wangin kan lom em a in zavain bye bye vekule.
Bye bye vekule.